Hello, I'm FJX, welcome back to the video. So I have some pretty interesting news to share with you all because there is a brand new map available for free on the Minecraft Marketplace for Bedrock Edition. You can now download something called Inspiration Island. It will call itself Redstone Mansion when you open a brand new world, but basically this is a Bedrock attempt at a tutorial world, which is something that's been attempted on the console and to some extent Java before, but both those times it's been a survival mode tutorial, whereas this Inspiration Island is meant to be a creative mode tutorial, which just sounds a bit odd to most people because creative mode is pretty self-explanatory, right? But no, today's video is going to be walking through the new map to both see if it's a good idea for people who are kind of playing the game for the first time. Will this teach you some things? And is it a good tutorial mode? But the second and more key detail is whether you should download it, because I want to know whether Inspiration Island is going to teach me some things about Minecraft as someone who's been playing for years and years and years. Is there anything in this map that is useful and perhaps inspiring for me? So that's what we're finding out in today's video. I hope you all do enjoy it. You can like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do like this sort of thing. And by the way, it starts very, very basic. It starts with like, okay, here's how you mine some blocks. As you can see, it's like you use the mouse left click, or you use the touch, or you use the right trigger. Again, there's a lot of control inputs you can have for Minecraft Bedrock because it is a universal game. And I think it's going to start with a lot of really, really basic things. Oh, I need to get some blocks, do I? Then it teaches you how to place the blocks. So you're like, wow, look at this. I can now really, really easily make myself a Microsoft logo if I want to. Isn't that a little suspicious? But no, more seriously, yeah, it teaches you a few different things about how to place blocks. I'm sure this starting area isn't going to be any news to you if you know how to play Minecraft already, because it's just like, yeah, guess what? You don't die, you can place blocks, you can break blocks, you can do anything you want. You can even start flying. Look how crazy that is. And yeah, we're going to move on past this because most of the map is meant to be about inspiration. It's not about how to, use the basic mechanics. It's meant to be about this, the outside world, the story time, that, you can see there's so much going on here. It's a pretty well-designed map, but is it a well-designed, like, functionally speaking map? And that's what we'll be working out today, because I think just the inspiration of this map, it's kind of inspirational to look at itself, but it is going to be split into 5 separate areas, I do believe, or maybe 6. There's going to be a few different separate areas we're going to be using and walking through and letting you know if it teaches me a thing, and maybe if it teaches you a thing by watching it. So the first area we're checking out is Terraform, because, left to right kind of makes sense, right? And yeah, Terraform is going to teach me, one assumes at least, all about the art of terraforming. So first of all, we'll learn how to make this barren grass wasteland into something a bit more exciting using bone meal, which actually, it's a really easy tip that I feel like everyone knows in their heart, but it's one you'll forget a lot. So pro tip, do this and suddenly your area looks a little less dry, a little less bland. And yeah, pro tip when you're terraforming, a lot of people forget this and just have plain grass mountains. Myself, honestly. When I say a lot of people, I'm just really saying I forget this. But yeah, you shouldn't forget it. It makes things look a little bit more natural if you want a natural feel. I hate this because personally to me, like when you're walking through it, it's a bit annoying, like, having tall grass get in your way. But if you want to have a natural looking field, you can do that. Or you can plant flowers yourself, like, ooh, wouldn't some orange tulips make this look better? And maybe they would, but again, that's that's personal taste. But pro tip, easy way is just use bone meal. So that's a good tip from this sign. Second sign says sandcastle building area. Oh, we're going to make some sandcastles, are we? I think now's a good time to admit I have no idea how to make sandcastles. And also, I don't think that falls under terraforming. So really, yeah, I don't know why I thought this was what a sandcastle would look like. But, this is like a sand walker maybe, like a sand, like, attack. Because if I just add a head to this thing, like right here, add a little bit of a head thing going on, and boom, suddenly we've got something that looks like a monster slightly that's off balance. Let's just forget about this. This was, this wasn't real terraforming. What is real terraforming though is icebergs, which I kind of like the look of this one. Oh, there's actually a secret lever on there. It said something earlier that you gotta find 5 secret levels and then something kind of bad happens because it says lower your volume before you do it, so that's interesting. Below the water, we've also got another terraforming thing, because as you can see, below here, it looks really bland by itself, but if we just take these things, I guess a trident for some reason, I guess to get around faster, but if we just take these things, some coral, and we take some fish, for instance. In fact, let's just try and do this with like 3 separate things. We can make this underwater area much more exciting. So all we have to do is just, place a coral block there, or maybe like a proper coral plant, and then a coral plant over here too. Wow, this is so realistic already. So you can also use bone meal on the seafloor. This is something the game doesn't tell you about, but it's a useful pro tip nevertheless. And now look at that. What was previously a boring seafloor is a very boring seafloor with a couple of L shapes coming out of it. But no, I think this is some good little tips right here. I think it should give you the bone meal trick, because spawning Elder Guardians isn't going to make your ocean more exciting, but I think, doing this is probably a way to make it better. But again, I guess better, more exciting. They're different terms. So there's also some pro tips that you can build an igloo if you want to. And as it turns out, I know how to make... Oh, and also snow golems. As it turns out, I actually can make an igloo. And will you look at that? It's an igloo, at least like according to Minecraft standards. I mean, it's not... I don't know if their igloo is a particularly great looking one, but I technically followed the task, except the fact that it had like a light blue bed and some shulker boxes. But still, we made an igloo, and I'll be honest, adding this to any biome does add some detail, which is the point of the level. So I think teaching you that like just build something that makes sense in the biome, even if it is for background level, does make some sense. Like right here, we've got some cacti with some dead coral blocks on them. That actually does add, it makes them look like, honestly, weird cacti from the future. But like, it actually does add to the area, which I think is pretty darn cool. So we're going to check to see if there's any more signs around here, teaching me some more things, because this mountain is looking a little sad. Maybe, just maybe, we could find a sign learning about how to make it better. Oh, it's the mountain we spawned in. Sorry for calling the mountain you made, Inspiration Island, sad. But I mean, it is a little bit sad, right? I think we can all agree with that. So, yeah, this moves us all the way back to another area of the map, which is going to be kind of fun looking, I think. It's something about mining with giant redstone screens. Oh, it's all about redstone. So, that's going to be fun. But the second area we've got to go to is mirror. So, this is going to teach us about symmetry and why it's not always good, or why it is always good. I'm not even sure, actually. Let's find out. Hard, easy. I like things at least a little bit hard, usually. So, mirror the hourglass above. Okay, I like things easy usually. Let's see if we can do this. Hey, we did it, and I think we did it pretty accurately. I could be wrong looking at it some more, but yeah, we matched the statue, and I don't know what the purpose of this was. I mean, one, I would say it wasn't necessarily easy. It was a little time-consuming. I guess it was easy though, I guess. But what I would say is, honestly, the purpose of this seems to be unclear to me. Like, I guess maybe it teaches you that, like, when you mirror things, you're meant to, like, reverse things rather than copy them perfectly. And you can see I had to learn that a few times. But, I mean, like, otherwise it's just like, okay, I learned how to build something. Maybe that's a good way to teach you, how to, like, copy a build better. Maybe that's the real purpose here. But it does still seem a little bit weird. Anyway, can I build a track around Inspiration Island? I guess we'll find out. By the way, the answer to this question is like an easy no, because it takes you down here, and then afterwards you gotta like make your own track. And although that could be kind of a fun thing, it's mostly just encouraging you like, hey, did you know minecarts exist and you can use them? And I guess this is like a beginner tip. So again, this is more of a basic thing than like a useful thing. But what I do find is like an interesting, at least a prompt, because in the same way like a lot of writers get writer's block, some people who really love building and using it as an artistic outlet sometimes don't know what to build. This is a common thing people say. So here it's like, okay, there's a story in this book and here's a bunch of blocks to use. Try and build based on that. Like it's like it tells you what to do, and you can try and build the thing. And I think that's a really, really fun idea. It's not personally my idea of like a great time, like, oh, I'd love to read this book and then make it in the game. But I think if you wanted to mix some things up, why not try, right? Like, oh yeah, it's a suspicious alien scene that we've got to add to, because that's a good way to both learn how to build some more, but it also might be your preferred way of like doing artistic things. Again, when a good way to develop your writing skill is writing prompts, and this is like artistic prompts in Minecraft, which maybe seems a bit ridiculous if you're not into building. You think like, why even bother with that? But again, if this map is for you, it's probably because you do find the building part interesting. So yeah, copying this as something I also could do is like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. But I think the basic point of this whole mirror area is just to teach you that, like, look, taking stuff that's already there can be a great version of inspiration. So we got our second secret lever, and we're going to move on to story, which is connected actually to mirror. And you can see it's a bunch of books around here. It's going to teach us about story. And again, story in Minecraft is something I've never seen done amazingly. It's done like okay or like bad in my experience. So let's learn about what they have to tell me about it. So it actually doesn't tell me anything about the scene. It just says in this case, look, the storybook has a scene already created. Finish it or add details however you like. And it's like, hey, we can create a weapon, we can give the dragons wings, and we can make our own dragon and knight. Let's try and give the knight a weapon first of all, see if we can do that. Again, I'd like to clarify, I don't know how building really... I wouldn't clarify, I wouldn't call myself a builder necessarily. It's something I like to do because it's a key part of Minecraft, it's a good way to spend the resources, but I kind of like the exploration aspect of the game a bunch more. So we'll just make a nice sword like that. As you can see, super realistic. There we go, that's a sword right there. Okay, wait, let's do this. That's technically a sword, I think you'll find. And then we'll put like a thing around there, so it's like the edge. Oh, and there we go, there we go. We've got ourselves a proper Minecraft sword. It probably needs a different handle. But yeah, this is a good way for you to like experiment with something that might be outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you don't like making weapons because, like me, you have literally no clue how to properly do it. But you know, that doesn't have to stop you. You know, just because you don't know how to do something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Although actually, in a lot of cases, it probably does mean precisely that. Okay, remove that now. No, wait. Let's try this again. Let's put some wood there. There we go. That's a sword, technically speaking. I didn't think it'd be so hard, but it's I guess it isn't hard. It's challenging for me on the spot in a video. But you can kind of see the basic idea is actually kind of fun. Like, it gives you some existing stuff, encourages you to work on that. And in a similar way, when I learned to code when I was younger, or I have no idea, like starting any programming language from scratch is so intimidating because you don't make things that are useful for so long. But a good way is to take something that already exists and work with that. Like this pixel art here, which is a little bit horrifying, but I guess we're going to learn colouring in today. Honestly, this looks a bit like a colouring book, so let's learn about pixel art and the map that it's made from. Oh, this is really good, actually. This is a really cool effect. I just realised how they did this. They've got 3 mountains near each other. It looks like real terrain. I want to go back so you can fully appreciate this. That looks like real terrain, or maybe not real, but it looks better in some ways. And when you move to the right, you can see it move at different speeds. That's really, really, really cool. I think do that with 3 layers that are properly built up with, you know, interesting scenery, then that's amazing. That's really, really, really delightful. So let's learn about pixel art. First though, we have to hit the secret lever because of course we do. I want to find what the bonus area is. It's a key part of today's video, so we can't just be missing it out. And now let's learn about pixel art, I guess. So I actually really like what this map is encouraging you to do, because this is a really cool building idea for anyone out there. Use a map, the smallest level map, and then make a pixel art on that, and then you can make paintings, or just make pixel art in general, by using that. So the map gives you this right here, with stained glass under it as like a suggestion on what to build, but you know what, the map can't tell me how to build. I'm going to make this out of my colours if I want to. As you can see, I made something absolutely beautiful here. It is... This is basically a little of giving a kid a colouring book and then like seeing them colour things wrong and being like, well, I guess that's nice. But it does make a pretty cool map, it does have to be said, I think at least. So yeah, there are some interesting things that you can do using pixel art, and you can also make purple dogs if that's your thing. It probably shouldn't be your thing, but it can be a thing. And then there's also just over here, as well as going back to the storybook area, if you want to combine those two things. Also, you can see they've got this huge canvas which you can make your own thing from, because the beauty of pixel art and maps is you can make, your maps say anything. You can make a map that just has like a giant cactus on it if you want. You can make anything you really want to, and that's a beautiful thing in my opinion. And also, there's a giant pencil you can climb up inside. Oh, which is actually the area for the thing I just said. Look at me, I'm predicting what the map will tell us, but I can't predict what's coming next in the redstone area. I guess I can predict that it's going to be the redstone area. And so yeah, this was all about teaching you some pixel art, showing you some pixel art, showing you one of the coolest applications for it, in my opinion, which again, I absolutely love that. But let's hop over to the redstone area, and let's see what we learn over here. So first of all, we've actually got another pixel arty room. Secret base building area. Oh, exciting. Oh, because the map's going to have some secret redstone doors. Yeah, so this is the redstone area. Oh, and we've got another light. Oh, no, we need to find the secret lever in here first. That's the 4th secret fan, and we'll just find the last one when we want to find the last area of the map. But for now, let's learn about redstone from Minecraft themselves. What do they have to teach us about the game? So first of all, we've got some basic stuff. This contraption needs a delay in order to open correctly. Add a repeater in the right direction and set it to 3 ticks. So can we do this or can we not? Who knows? Actually, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Like, okay, so we'll place some redstone. We'll put it to 3 ticks, which means 1, 2, 3. Wow, there we go. 2, 3. And now we complete the circuit and we get some power. So I guess we need some redstone up here, probably too. I'm not sure how that redstone is meant to go up here. Should we just ignore that? You know, it's probably not meant to be there. So let's ignore that, and let's activate the circuit. And as you can see, magically, it makes a secret little door. Or it does something at least. Yeah, I guess it shows with glass what you can make out of iron. So if we replace these blocks of iron, you can make an entire solid door, which can hide your base. So yeah, it does expose some redstone, so it's not the best example, but it's kind of cool that the game is even teaching you, like, look, you can make a secret base. All you require is this. This is actually one of the most simple circuits. I've never seen a 2x2 door be so simple as this one. I mean, I'm sure the design's out there, it's just I haven't personally seen it. Because I'm not a huge redstone guy. I know this offends some number of people, but redstone's just one of the areas of Minecraft that frustrates me more than I find it interesting. Like, again, I like doing it, I do check it out from time to time, but the huge contraptions, the things that are only possible on Java, I'm not usually doing most of those things, because I play on Bedrock, which is different Redstone engine, so that's a whole other thing. But let's look around the rest of this before I offend anyone else too hard. Someone's in the comments like, Toycat, you dismissed Redstone, and that's why I'm unsubscribing. So let's make a happy, smiley face, because it's just teaching me that, hey, if you want, you can make anything you want using this, including a really nice house if that's the thing you want to do. But yeah, basically it's teaching you a little bit about redstone lamps, because redstone lamps are a lot of the coolest bits about creative potential displays. Look at this. This looks like a computer is displaying a mining hitting a block, and it's kind of cool in that regard. So yeah, besides this though, which does have a few different things. Actually, should we press all the levers, see what they all do? Yeah, might as well. Oh, it's teaching about redstone circuits on the way. Like this one, for instance, pretty cool combination of stuff to make the signal happen and kind of turn on and then turn off by using an on-off pulse. Again, I like a lot of these redstone things. I think they're useful basic functions that you can actually learn. Again, most redstone stuff, especially that you'll see on YouTube, isn't basic. It's not learnable from the video unless you know so much to begin with. But this just requires like, oh, redstone does this. Look at what every part of this circuit's doing. It's easy, it's repeatable, and that's what I like. Again, a lot of redstone is really, really tricky to repeat, whereas this is all very basic stuff. So I know, oh, it starts the infinite loop because of observers. I know that this is going to be really basic to the majority. Anyone who does anything with redstone already will find all of this condescending. Even though this is meant to be like a little bit for new players, a little bit for old players, I think when it comes to redstone, it's not quite the same. Because in redstone, I feel like you're either, you know just about the basics, you know a little bit more than the basics, or you know everything there is to know about redstone, and you make every complex build there is. That's how it seems to me, at least. But let's now go find the last secret lever, and let's go find out for sure what the secret thing in the center is, because it's also going to make a loud noise. Again, it very clearly says right here, or right here, that you might want to lower your music volume as well. So let's find out what that means. Okay, there's the 5th secret lever. Let's find out what the secret is, or a secret is. I'm assuming the center. Oh, it's a secret area that activates right here that involves music at some point. Oh, it's going to be teaching us about note block songs, I reckon. Because that's one of the biggest categories of YouTube videos, but also just cool things you can make in Minecraft. Like, when it comes to creatively building in Minecraft, there's a lot of great things, but I think making a good note block tune is one of the harder arts that most people just leave to the side. Again, I guess, to some extent, to a great extent, myself included. But maybe this will teach us about that. Or maybe it's an endless staircase, actually. That's entirely possible, too. So, if you could let me through, game, that'd be appreciated. Hey, yeah, wait, let me guess. So, this is one last challenge, command blocks. So it's going to teach us about command blocks as a reward for all the things that we learned. If we replace the coordinates in this command block, we can teleport to the stone room, the red room, the black room, or the green room. So yeah, this last area is all about teaching you commands. Again, to me, this is some basic stuff. I really like, a few good examples of ooh, you can make some mystical ladders or whatever. I didn't realize ladders could be placed of the set block command. Actually, is it set block? Or, I guess, fill command? Yeah, it's fill with ladders. That's kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, you can use fill for ladders. That's a thing I've learned right there. But in general, it's just teaching you kind of basic stuff. Like, we can make the sun come up, or we can make the sun go down. Ooh, look at that. Spooky stuff. Which is, I actually think that's a pretty interesting way to do a command block tutorial. And I think hiding it at the very end is actually a good idea. But again, I think this is probably a basic thing overall. So, given that I've spent about 45 minutes on the map now, I know there's so many things that I've just had to skip over, because I'd love to build the whole pixel art canvas. That'd be a great thing to teach you in an afternoon, but I'd rather do it inside another creative world. I think I'm not learning anything by just seeing it here directly, but what I have seen in this world, oh, it's a little town with sports shops and stuff, but what I have seen in this world that I really did like is I've seen a lot of different good examples of things, not sandcastles, why not add some igloos to some things, or why not bone mill some areas if you're trying to terraform something from scratch. I know it's something that hits a lot of people, obviously, but that was a tip I didn't realize. But then seeing this, for instance, you're like, oh, this is much better. This shows off a good example of wow, that is legit terraforming, way better than Minecraft itself even looks. That's the useful thing to me. You can see it in a few different other places, looking around here. In the mirroring area, you learn that, oh, it's kind of tricky to mirror things perfectly, but you should try it. When I was making this and messing up, I learned some things. In the, the storybook area, or again, I thought it was going to be about stories, but it's more about, I guess, adding details to existing stories. But in this area, we learned about, okay, yeah, it's kind of fun to alter something that already exists to teach you about what's there. once you've made the sword, I feel more competent making the whole knight now, and making the dragon or whatever else. Actually, do you like my sword? I don't like it, but like, it looks almost so bad, I think it goes all the way back around to be good. I think, also around here, I really love the giant books. It's like a Minecraft bookcase, but giant. That's kind of cool, right? Looking over here, I loved the pixel art thing. The 3D. I've never seen anyone actually do this. Maybe I just, maybe I'm sheltered, haven't seen the right maps. Again, I know a lot of people do not like the building level of my building proficiency or whatever. But I love this effect where you can see like the water goes past the waves, the ship moves, the mountains get closer together and eventually converge. That's beautiful, that's cool, that's wondrous. And yeah, I don't think the redstone or command block tutorials are particularly helpful for me, but I think they're great that they exist. And I think this map in general, as a creative mode tutorial, does a good job. I think if you're going to have a tutorial in Minecraft or creative, this is a good one, but it does need to be default in the game. If you put it in the marketplace, then people who are new to Minecraft and creative aren't going to be able to find it. Like, it's nice that it tells you how to play creative, but if you've loaded up the game for the first time, you don't know how to search the store for, Inspiration Island. So I'd recommend they add it to the game by default, and also maybe add a survival mode tutorial. Because again, I think at this point, most Minecraft players, for the Bedrock versions, don't play survival, but it'd be cool to have both survivals, maybe in the same world, maybe separately. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I think this map is actually pretty good. It's not without room for improvement, but I think Minecraft having a creative tutorial is overall a good thing. But let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. If you do anything with the map, like you decide to make a fun pixel art, or you decide to make an actually good dragon battle or terraform in some ways, I'd love to actually see it, because I think seeing template challenges and like having Minecraft itself set the gauntlet is something I've always liked, and I'd like to see what you do with that. So tweet me or put it on the Discord in the #builds channel, discord.gg/toycat, or follow at IBXToycat on Twitter. But for now, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all later for a live stream, which is usually at 8 PM UK time, but today is at midnight because I'm streaming Fallout 76. Looking forward to that, but I'll see you all, when it happens or whatever.